Hey guys. So I got up super early this morning and sitting around been reading some comics, decided that I'm gonna bag some up and stuff. So I decided to come on. Anybody that's up this early, man, that wants to come on and chit chat and stuff like this right here. Uh, you know, fun and cool. But you know, I like going through and talking about my comics, posting it for a few hours, just so people know what my thoughts are, and then moving on. But let's see what all I read, man. 'Cause I read quite a bit this morning. Oh, so yeah, man. So first off, I read. Also, I went to a con this weekend. I was really, really unhappy with the whole con situation. Really, really disappointed. Nothing really worked out for me the way that I thought it was going to work out for me. It was a lot more expensive to do some things than I thought it was going to be, which, you know, it's all kind of going to work out for me in the end, but didn't necessarily work out for me in the future or at the present. But you know, all in all, it was pretty cool. Uh, I didn't personally get to meet George Perez, which kind of let me down, but I think that I did, or I know that I did uh, get my comics signed, which would be cool because to get stuff signed by George Perez, to get like unlimited comics signed by George Perez was $125. So basically, uh, I went in with my comic shop owner, and he took his comics and he took my comics. He had been standing in line for 5.5 hours, uh, waiting to get to the front of the line to get his comics signed because it seemed like everybody in that line was taking forever to do stuff. You know, I got to meet my food. I got a cool Girl Scout sketch that I'm probably going to keep. I'll show that off later tonight on Rebel Comics, probably. Got a couple of sketchbooks. I bought a my food art book. Uh, spent most of my time talking to my food and everything. I was a little let down because I was super excited to meet Kate Leaf. I'm a huge Kate Leaf fan and have pretty much collected all of her titles, and was really disappointed that she canceled on the con. That really let me down. It was one of the reasons that I went to the con. Also, one of the reasons that I went to the con was I wanted to meet Ben Templesmith. And as always, dude, if you ever think that you're going to go to a convention and meet Ben Templesmith, man, good luck with that. I've gone to 6 conventions thinking that I was going to meet Ben Templesmith. So far, I've had absolutely no luck with meeting Ben Templesmith. At some point, I am going to get my Squitter signed by him because he's one of my favorite artists, and I feel like eventually I'm going to have to get something signed by him. He eventually has to show up at a con I'm at. But like the first things that I read this morning were issue 11 and 12 on Unfollow from Image. Uh, really, really enjoying Unfollow. Uh, kind of switch gears in issue 12. Um, there had been a lot going on as far as one of the members of the 140 has uh, gotten a lot of people to come to his compound uh, so that they're kind of safe from everybody that wants to kill them. But if you've been reading the book, that's uh, not necessarily what's been going on with everything. And yeah, issue 12 had a super, super surprise ending. Uh, I knew that something like it was going to happen, but I really thought that it was going to maybe they were going to wait on it and pull it out and, milk it for a couple more issues. And no, they didn't really milk it at all. It just kind of happened. And so, yeah, like I say, Unfollow. been a really good series so far. There's a couple of trades on that. It's on issue 12, just came out like a couple of weeks ago. So pretty soon there should be a third trade on that. I'd highly recommend Unfollow from Image. I read, what is this, number 4? The Doorman #4. This is from Heavy Metal Comics. Elliot Royul is writing this. That really is one of my favorite artists. He's also a really good writer. But really been enjoying this book. It's about these like wormhole doorways that allow people to like jump all around the universe. There's all these different alien species and everything. But there is this criminal mastermind that is trying to shut down the doorways. And he has basically killed all the doormen except for one doorman. And yeah, it's just been a really fun comic. I've liked a lot of stuff that I'm really curious as to whether or not this is Elliot Royul's art, because it looks a lot like it. But yeah, this is issue 4. So far, so good on this series. It's been coming out on time, and a really kind of unique time travel story, or not even really a time travel story, just parallel dimensions and stuff. But yeah, Heavy Metal got a lot of good titles coming out, man. Reincarnate that I'm reading, and Paybacks that I'm reading, and this Skip to the End, which I believe is about to come out. I don't know if it's currently out, but yeah, it's about to come out. Both good series. They've also got 2 or 3 more series that are coming out in the next couple of months. So yeah, be really curious to check that out. But so far, I haven't seen how Heavy Metal is going to do trades. I haven't seen anything solicited as far as, well, I did see a trade solicited on Reincarnate that's supposed to come out in January. But yeah, be cool to see if they, because they have been churning out their issues on time every month. So, you know, I mean, Heavy Metal's a pretty old company, so, you know, I expect that they're gonna churn those out pretty quick. Next up, I'd already read this, but I went through after watching Rez Reed's video last night, because me and her had talked about this book, and so I kind of went back through and read it again to see what I think. I think that I liked it better the first time that I read it. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but the second time I read it, I really didn't get into it. I'm definitely going to pick up the series as long as they can put it out on a regular basis. Black Mask, I've said a million times, Black Mask has got a problem with putting out titles on a regular basis. I think what I'm most excited about in this that comes out this week is Skeptics. Really excited. This comes out this upcoming Wednesday. There's really honestly not a lot of stuff coming out this upcoming Wednesday that I'm super jazzed for. And then I'm also really excited for the second volume on God Killer, this Tomorrow's Ashes, which I'm pretty sure will follow this character, which I can't remember what her name was. I want to say that it was Lollipop, but you know, if anybody sees this and can remind me what her name was. But yeah, I love the artwork on God Killer. This seems like it's a little brighter than the previous God Killer was. Previous God Killer had a real like washed out look to it, kind of a Temple Smithy look. So yeah, more like this in the way that it was done. But yeah, I really like that first stuff on God Killers. Really wondering when it is that I'm going to get another issue of 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, because it seems like it's been a minute since I got 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank. I'm really enjoying Kim and Kim, which also comes out on Wednesday. Weird, I'm getting 2 Black Mask titles on Wednesday, but Kim and Kim. And Forever's #1. I really enjoyed the first issue on Forever's by Kurt Meyer, who I I even did a video at one point on how much I like Kurt Meyer. Pretty much everything that I've read that he does has been pretty freaking good. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I like Black. I would give this issue 1. I think all in all, probably like maybe a 2 out of 5, because it wasn't just great, but I can see that maybe the story is going to go somewhere. So be curious to check that out. This is the cover on one of the comics that I got from a buddy of mine at the con that I went ahead and read this morning. It was actually pretty good. I read Chimichanga from Eric Powell. This is from Dark Horse. It's not from Albatross. I'm not sure exactly how that works out. I know that Albatross is in December is doing a Chimichanga #1 that is going to be signed and have a sketch down here. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. But I really, really like Chimichanga. All about like this like circus thing that was going on, and this little like cheerful girl that was running around dancing, and she meets this boy who is apparently like the ugliest person in the world, and she's got this pet who is Chimichanga, who is like this big like ogre monster thing going on. But yeah, that was a really, really, really enjoyable book. It wasn't a very long read, but it was really, really funny, and yeah, super excited to see what exactly is going to go on with that, because it was pretty freaking good. Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps, issue 5. Pretty much like this. I was hoping that they were going to keep Hal down for a little longer. I do honestly really, really like the art in this book. So yeah, I mean, it's Ethan Van Sciver, so you know you can't really go bad with that. Really like his stuff on Green Lantern. He does Green Lantern really, really well. I like how sharp his art is, and just, I mean, well, really, he does everything well. The Batman and stuff I've seen, but I really love him on Green Lantern. So yeah, that was a pretty good issue. That series has been pretty good. The regular Green Lantern series also been pretty good. I read the Paybacks #3 from Heavy Metal. This is a Donny Cates series with Elliot Raoul and Jeff Shaw, who I love Jeff Shaw's art. I'd said before that since Lauren Affey left and went over to Aftershock, and I think she's going to do some titles for Marvel and different stuff, that I hadn't been as big a fan of the art in this story, but there was some really freaking whacked out art going on in this issue. And I honestly thought that the story was a little better in this issue. So I actually took this book. It hurt my feelings too, but I took this book off my pull list. And I'm thinking after this issue that I don't want to tell my comic guy that I was wrong. So after this issue, I'll probably start picking it up through Midtown and, you know, see what's up with that. And, you know, I read a lot of independent comics, and I'm really thinking about starting up like a weekly independent comic box of things that, you know, that I read that I really enjoy, that I can send out to people, and, you know, maybe pick a winner on my, you know, on my pull list videos or something, that I can send out, you know, 2 or 3 comics to somebody just to check out and, you know, see what they think of it. Because I think on a lot of these independent titles, if people were to read them, that they would really, really enjoy them. They just don't get the exposure, or a lot of people aren't in a situation where their comic shop or wherever they get comics necessarily pick up a lot of these, you know, low exposure titles. So, you know, I think it would be cool to do something like that. That, you know, maybe send out, you know, 2 or 3 issues a week to people to check out. A publisher, man, that I wish everybody checked out is American Gothic Press. I finally finished reading the first arc on Broken Moon. This is a series by Steve Niles. Nate Jones does the art on it. The art on this was fantastic, but I could never find my issue 5. And digging through comics to show off in these live chats and stuff, I found my issue 5. So I finished reading it because Broken Moon, the volume 2 of Broken Moon, is currently just started. It's written by someone different, but started out and it was just great. But this issue kind of got me current with, you know, what was going on and everything. So, you know, cool stuff. I read Beauty Number 11, and I think that I talked about Beauty Number 11. I might have talked about these books. These are not things that I read tonight. I think I might have talked about these the other night, but Beauty Number 10, I didn't particularly care for the art in this book, and the last couple of issues of Beauty have been kind of one and off backstory issues, which I haven't been just a tremendous fan of, but it has expanded the universe out some. So, you know, there's kind of always that. But yeah, I really want one of these beauty-free t-shirts. But I really enjoy Jeremy Hahn, who does this cover. I really enjoy Jeremy Hahn's artwork, and I think that he's writing a really unique story in this beauty virus. Anybody not reading Beauty, basically Beauty is a sexually transmitted disease that when you get it, it makes you beautiful. The only downside is that after a certain amount of time, it overheats your body and you spontaneously combust. So yeah, there's drawbacks. And basically in the beginning, everybody went out and intentionally got this disease so that they could be beautiful. And now people's time is starting to run out. And yeah, it's not working out so well. I read, yeah, these are definitely issues that I'd already talked about, but the Fix number 5, I believe actually I read the Fix number 6, but I don't see it. But the Fix number 5, this book I just don't really get. And being as the first arc on this book just ended, I think I'm probably going to go to trade on it because I'm curious to see exactly what's going to happen with the show or with the series. I mean, it is Nick Spencer, and I like Nick Spencer's writing a lot, but yeah, the issue after this, issue 6, I did not particularly care for, and honestly, the last couple of issues, I just haven't been just a huge fan of that book. Last issue of Outcast, still super enjoying Outcast. This issue left us with a huge cliffhanger when the last like 4 or 5 issues kind of led us to believe that we knew what was going on a little bit, was letting us in. All of a sudden, something happened in this issue that just kind of took us back and was like, all of a sudden, I don't really know what exactly is going on. But, you know, it's one of those books that I can't wait to read the next issue on every time. Read the last issue on Spider-Man and Silk. And, yeah, I really enjoyed the series. I thought the artwork was super good. This is another one that I found the last issue. And was really excited to finally be able to wrap that series up. Green Lantern number 7, which I know that I read Green Lanterns number 8. Not really sure exactly again where that is. But yeah, this is all about just kind of recovering from the first arc and meeting up with Simon's family, and the two of them kind of getting a little bit of downtime, but now they've got this like guardian that's around, and you know, yeah, things are fixing to go crazy because none of the other Green Lanterns are around to like help them. So they, these newbies, uh, kind of have to do things all on their own. But it's been really cute. I really never really cared for Simon Baz, and he's kind of growing on me. Uh, I did like Jessica Cruz, and so I was an easy sell on that. But once she got constructs and really started to become a badass, uh, you know, that was freaking super cool. Then let's see, what else? Oh, okay. I guess this is those other books. This is the issue before on Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, before the one I showed a while ago. Issue 6 I really enjoyed. Um, I love Sinestro, and I really kind of loved what Sinestro was doing in issue 6. It kind of seemed like they turned some kind of weird corner in issue 7, but like I say, still really enjoying the series. I'm a huge Sinestro fan, huge fan of the Sinestro Corps, so that book is crazy up my alley. Got Clean Room issue 12. Continue to enjoy Clean Room. Can't wait for the next issue on that. It seems like I'm missing a lot of comics. Like I picked up a lot of comics the last time I went to the shop, and I haven't necessarily got them in. But that may be because of the fact that I did my poll video. And so, yeah, this is about basically like this person that leads like this self-help group that encountered like these aliens and demons several years ago, and has kind of been trying to understand them all this time, and believes that they're kind of evil and tries to exorcise them out of people and different stuff, but that may not necessarily be the case. Black Monday Murders by Jonathan Hickman. This is a super dense story, but really enjoyable. It kind of reminds me of something that Ed Brubaker would do. But like I say, it's a really, really dense book, but well worth all of these like little like memos and different things that are going on inside the book. It reminds me of a zombie book that I read a few years ago that I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was basically about these people that there was a zombie outbreak in London, and because they dug up this old like black plague gravesite, and so the zombie outbreak happened, and like 4 or 5 years later the plague has ended, and they go back into London and they start picking up all of these letters and memos and different stuff from around the town, and that's the way the story is told, and that's a little bit the way that this book is told. And yeah, I mean, kind of interesting way of doing things. And this is an insane thick book. I don't know how many pages it is, but it is a crazy dense book. It's $5, but I mean, you get your money's worth on the amount of pages. Spread's going really well. Really enjoying Spread. There's fixing to be some kind of a war happening in that book that I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but it seems to me that if you're fighting a virus, an entity that can just like absorb and kill you like the Blob, that having a war amongst the humans seems a little bit silly, but I mean, hey, who am I? Okay, yeah. Here's issue 8 on the Green Lantern Corps, or the Green Lanterns, and yeah, this was just more of everybody kind of getting along and learning about each other, learning about I mean, they've been basically staying with Baz's family, and so kind of taking Jessica out of her comfort zone, kind of putting Baz in his own comfort zone, which is kind of doing like a team building exercise with them, where it seems like they're coming a little bit closer to each other. And I got this Starbucks French vanilla roast coffee, and I honestly can't say that I'm a huge fan of it. Too bitter a coffee and too little French vanilla. But hey, I don't know what to say. I like coffee, but then I read the Batgirl's Birds of Prey number 4 or number 3. It's number 4 because of the whole rebirth thing, but you know, I digress. Yeah, still super enjoying this book and the whole mob war thing going on, and the whole thing with the Who is Oracle, and they kind of started bringing back the enemies that that Batgirl has dealt with, like in the New 52 and in the past and stuff, which was pretty sweet. Got a couple of decent reveals in this. Seems like maybe that the next couple of issues of that book it's probably going to wind up being a great story arc. I can't imagine any different because I like the Bensons, and Claire Rose art in this has been super good. I said it before, I dropped the Batgirl title, but I'm super enjoying the Birds of Prey title. But it's hard for me not to like it when you've got 3 of my favorite characters in Huntress and Black Canary and Batgirl all spun into one, somehow working Oracle into the deal. Yeah, and here's the fix number 6, which was okay, but once again, these characters, I'm just not really super enjoying these characters. And so, once again, probably something I'm going to get a trade on. Puppet Master, man. The Halloween special, 1989 Halloween special. I wish I would have got one of the variant covers on this book, but I didn't. But this cover is just fine and good. This wasn't a real wordy issue, but as always, I really, really like the art in this book. I'm a huge Puppet Master fan. I was saying to Unboxing Bros the other night that I wish that they would do a line of either pop figures of the Puppet Master puppets, or that they would do an actual like series of Puppet Master puppets. I don't know what I would pay for them, but I'm pretty sure that for a couple of them, I would pay a good amount. But yeah, this is a fantastic series from Action Labs Danger Zone. It's one of probably the first Action Lab Danger Zone title that I got on, and I think now that the current series is on about issue 20, and it is just every arc of that series has just been just over the top good. And you know, I like that they do these Halloween specials and stuff that are kind of standalones. But yeah, just super good series. Highly recommend Puppet Master, picking it up in trade, and just checking out some of the Danger Zone titles in general, man. Bolts or Tomboy, or you know, different stuff. I don't know that I would strongly suggest checking out this Blood and Dust title, Blood and Dust: The Life and Undeath of Judge Glenley. The art on it is not terrible, but I read too many like undead stories and too many like Appalachian horror stories, and you know, although like I say, man, the art on it pretty freaking good, but has not been. It's just not my top stuff. That I do like the cover on that Zombie Tramp Halloween special. Not a huge Zombie Tramp fan, but yeah, Zombie Tramp also out from Action Lab Danger Zone. And here is Tomboy that I was talking about. It's not a very good illustration of that cover, or that the art style of the general covers, but yeah, super good book. Tomboy, one of my favorite things that I read. Probably in my top 5, because I say everything's my favorite, but it's definitely like a top 5 book that I read each month. Then I read the newest issue. I did actually read this morning of Giant Days, and I love the art on Giant Days. I love this cover. All the covers on this book have been so good, and I always like they do these little like sketch pieces on the back, like doodles almost. The interior stuff is just so, I mean, just so unique. The art style, and yeah, who does the art on this book? I've forgotten. Max Sarin. Well, Max Sarin does the pencils. Liz Fleming does the inks, and Whitney Cougar does the coloring. I think actually the coloring by Cougar in this book. I don't know, man. The inks and the pen, everything about this book is great as far as the art goes. I love it. But yeah, it's on issue 19, and you know, I'll continue reading that series until it gets canceled. It was originally supposed to be a 4-issue series from Boombox, and that's like one of, you know, like the subsidiary of Boom that does like Lumberjanes and stuff like that. And it got accepted so well that they went ahead and continued it out to 12 issues, and then after 12 issues, they continued it out to some other number, which is apparently at least number 19, because 19 just came out. But yeah, that's about what I've been reading. Like I say, I just wanted to get on here and bag up some books, do a little chat, and yeah, so I'm going to get out of here, and everybody tune in and check us out tonight about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time over on Rebel Comics and Gaming, doing a little live comic chat, talking about, you know, what we're looking forward to coming out this week. We're going to talk a little bit about Kate Leith's book that came out last week, Spell on Wheels, and you know, just nerd chat, and with a lot of really cool people and everything, man. Seems like it's getting a little better every week. So yeah, look forward to that tonight, and yeah, I'll see y'all later on.